And welcome to another episode of Who Gives a Hoot. I've got Braden and Kyle here with me, and this is officially our 200th episode. If you take out some of the special episodes we've done along the years, but we made it to 200, and so those of you who are still listening after 200, I'm sorry. Uh, But we got quite a bit to talk about. It's been a busy spring for the Owls, and we've had some wins, some losses, and a lot of great play on the field.
Uh, when it comes to our release schedule, I have been berated multiple times by people to release something, and I'm glad we're actually doing that because I'm tired of being berated for it.
Well,
life happens. It's been very busy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The nice thing about not having a sponsor is we do it on our own time.
Yeah, that was very nice. So if you do want to sponsor us, please, we'll definitely take it. You'll get a 6-pack of beer at the very least.
Or you could just give us a 6-pack of beer and we'll shout you out. But let's see, what was the last game we talked about? Because
I think it was right before the Madison match. I released like the 15-minute little rundown real quick. And then, of course, talked about Colorado a little bit as well. So it's been a little bit. But I'd say the main thing is the fact that besides Colorado, we did lose against Richmond away, which is typical.
Which is
not a pretty one.
At the end of a 3-game week, we were rotating. It was a little bit weird, but we also just don't play well in Richmond. So
and that was a week we went. What did we do coast to coast that week?
Well, Colorado to Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, we did. We played
California. We played AV Alta.
Yeah. We did a coast to coast week.
No. We played Madison. We played Madison at home, and then went to Colorado, and then went to Richmond.
It's been a busy spring. A lot of games. We made it not as far as every other team in the Open Cup, but we made it our respectable length. Maintained our win percentage against championship sides, which we've rematched our championship side since then,
and beat them again.
Beat them
by the same margin both times.
If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
And also at their place too. Both times.
It's like having a running track around your field is not the best idea.
Well, they're playing at a college field. Like I've driven by that field before.
Yeah.
And it's just what was IUPUI, now Indiana University, Indianapolis or whatever.
Yeah.
It's their field.
Which
is beautiful around there. It is very pretty. It's right on the river. It's cool. But
I mean,
it's not the best.
The playing field looks fine. But I mean, when you have that,
I thought the playing field looked horrible both times.
I'm going by League One standards, and it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely one of the more unique venues, at least in American soccer, because it's got the running track, which I don't hate that. That's a very Italian Serie A thing. But I also like the way the bleachers.
Fan.
What? Yeah.
All right, Portland fan.
Okay. But like the way the bleachers on at least Indy 11 Stadium, it's not like the traditional straight back. They have a little bit of curve, a little bit of a bowl. That looks nice. I like that.
It seems like it's a good place for us to play. It's also not a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
But
I think it's also their football stadium maybe too, or if they don't have a football team, it's probably soccer.
They just have a soccer. They have no football program there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe field hockey or lacrosse or something too. But the lines were not a pain in the butt to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But
then
as far as college stadiums, it's not as good as our college.
Well at ours.
Yeah,
and we're doing really well at ours.
We sure are. Uh, the one thing on the indie game is it was very physical again. Um, and with as thin as our squad is, it worries me when we play those very physical games. Because we have players coming back from long-term injuries, but we still we can't afford to have players drop to injury. We need everybody healthy, especially with the USL Cup going on, and the amount of travel we're going to be coming up on after this month.
Yeah.
So yeah, we play, including last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We play 6 weekends at home in a row.
Yeah.
Something that's almost unheard of in previous venues.
Ridiculous.
But then we have midweek travel in there randomly.
Yeah, we do have travel in there randomly, which is weird. But this might happen at the end of the season in the past, right? In like the September, October time. Never at this time. It does make me worried about the end of the season and how away heavy that's going to be. But it's going to be very interesting. I mean, May's great weather too, so hopefully it'll stay nice. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not having to break out the parka. It's the summer weight scarves are perfectly acceptable in May in Nebraska. But I mean, with the shared stadium, and that it is a soccer specific stadium that we share with collegiate programs, the end of the season is going to look rough because we're sharing that with not only Creighton men's but Creighton women's team as well, youth tournaments, and like we've got conflicts that'll kind of force our hand. Our season does run fairly long, so we may end up with some of those nice cold matches there. But the worry for the heavy start of the season, because we can't have a heavy end of the season, is definitely there. Get a little tired out from everything, weekend, rather than spreading it out, as we hope we'll talk about a little bit later, and the hopes for our future. But with the form we've had at home, and just the overall stadium there, I'm seeing a much better use, like that we're not used to seeing played at home. We'd watch it on TV all the time, as like team just stretches the field. I feel like this is the first year we've really been able to witness that firsthand regularly, and I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
Actually getting those crosses in.
Yeah, the amount of like switching crosses we're able to do during the game, I think I saw at least half a dozen, if not more than that. Like just switching the play, like whether it was on a counter, whether it was on possession, like we were able to do that, but also pretty much do that with impunity, it seems like.
Well, yeah, and like we command the presence at Morrison. The fans, even if the numbers aren't quite where they will be, everybody's kind of getting used to the transition, but it's louder, it feels closer. You can hear what's going on in the pitch can hear what's going on in the stands. Like the 12th man is being felt a lot more, I think.
Yeah.
There's definitely more hype. We're seeing what the players are doing out there. It's definitely earmuffs for the children, on occasion when Vinny gets a little heated. But it really just feels like a home pitch in the way Werner never did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to our most recent game, against a perennial favorite rival, Greenville.
Interesting.
It was it was a better match than I was kind of expecting, just coming off of where we were. Um, I felt like we had a control of the game in most respects. In more saves were made than needed. I wanted, but nothing felt out of control.
Yeah. So how I would describe it is that I do think we were in control the whole game. Most of Greenville's chances came from our own mistakes. We were
Yes.
sloppy a bit in midfield, especially in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Turned the ball over more than we should have, like not even from pressure from them, just from bad passes. And then that led to Greenville chances. And that happened less in the second half, which is why we looked a lot better in the second half. And we scored 2 goals and probably should have had a third because we missed a penalty. So, it definitely changed a bit when we stopped being as sloppy in the second half.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, specifically with the play style we're playing right now, like, we're kind of inviting it to be like, hey, you're going to need to wait for us to at the very least make a mistake, or at least you need to hit your chances, because more than anything, like, playing this year, not just with Greenville, playing against Boise, playing against Corpus Christi, playing against Madison at home, teams have only had one opportunity to really kind of get to us, and that's always been on a counter. And every single time it's either been Cole Jensen or Rashid New saving it for us. So
If you
That
can't
that
control the midfield, control the goal.
yeah, pretty much.
that Corpus Christi game, I think, is leaving me with the most regret. That should have been a 5-0 game.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the fact that we didn't score just a ton of goals that game was ridiculous. There were so good chances.
Like we felt hungry. We just were not clean. And I think a lot of that had to do with that congested schedule, the training. You're mixing your training. Right now, it feels like the training's happening outside more. They're getting into Creighton, they're getting into Morrison training on the field before the matches, getting more accustomed to that. And like when you're that your first month and a half of the season really um, just kind of becomes a challenge, like especially when you're moving into a new spot. Nobody has major experience playing there in recent years. I mean, yes, we have former Creighton players on the team, but it's not it's not the level of comfort you have when you've got guys who played 3 seasons on the same pitch and the same facilities and know the way which everything's going. And as we get to the end of this home stretch, I think the full potential of our squad at Morrison is really going to be shining.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Especially if we're keeping the home form, which we have, which is we've never drawn and we've won all our home games so far. So,
Yep. I mean, we're 2 points out of top, only one behind on goal differential.
and then game
Yeah,
in hand.
2 points out of top, game in hand, one behind on goal difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only team that can technically catch us on points right now is Madison because they're 2 games in hand. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that or not, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's, I guess the question we have to ask there is this the Madison of years past, or is this a new Madison somehow?
Well, this is a very new Madison because they don't have any of the players from the years past anymore. They got rid of all their players.
Well, and they brought Noah Kahan into their ownership group.
It's is that what that was? I
think so.
just knew that did something, but no, it's literally a lot of MLS Next Pro guys and then Derek Gebhardt. That's what Madison is this year.
Gebhardt and Du Bois.
Uh-huh. Which, I mean, they've won a few games, so it's not like it's the
Yeah.
worst thing. But it's a new look for them, at least player wise, even if the coaching staff is the same.
Yeah.
But
they're finally getting the run that they've always wanted.
I was going to ask, who has impressed you the last couple of games? Which player or players maybe have impressed you the most? I can start if you want me to start.
Yeah, if you
I'll
want to
let
start,
Brayden
go.
take this one first. No, we're putting him on the spot as quick as possible.
Okay.
Come on, Brayden.
I'm
Come
just
on.
gonna say Cabral. I'm gonna say Cabral. I like Gabriel. He's been doing good. If not, it's both the wingbacks. Whoever's playing wingback, it doesn't matter if it's Jiba, it doesn't matter if it's Budati. Like they play their game well, regardless of how they're playing.
Kyle?
Diego Gutierrez, far and away. Just watching his footwork against Greenville was incredible. Like
That was not our level.
Yeah,
That was not third-tier American soccer footwork.
That was so good. I just kept just watching and being amazed that he was just dribbling past people, doing crazy passes. Like it was incredible.
That was the closest we've had to that was peak Lagos. And like Lagos was hit or miss. Diego was spot on every game with this. And it's amazing that he's essentially a homegrown player.
He's from Ralston. He's from my area.
Yeah, he is the state leader in high school for most goals scored, most assists, whatever.
Like he's been absolutely nuts. I think both of you guys have great picks there. Blake Malone.
Hey, yeah, you're right. He's back.
Coming back. And they played him as a center mid. Did you
they did
when he came in?
Well, if you don't want to mix up the back, you need to get him on the pitch. He's been in the team sheet the past few weeks. Like he's been traveling, he's been present, and like throughout his injury, he's been there putting the work in. On the side of the pitch, like him warming up with the guys, like you can tell he's a calming, commanding presence there. And him just getting out there, you just saw like everybody's tired, but they step up because he's out there.
Yeah.
Like that's maybe not the most consistent over the past couple games because he only had 10 minutes, but it was brilliant 10 minutes. I teared up a little bit.
Well, and also he got like a challenge or something and fell down. And I'm like, oh no, not. Be gentle.
Like, be nice to him. Be nice to him. He's been a friend of the pod for a long time, and it was amazing to see him out there. Secondarily, for over the past couple games, actually the entire season, Owusu. Not just his goal scoring, but he is a next level defender. He is better than third division U.S. soccer. The fact he stayed with us is either a testament to what the team can offer, or just people overlooking his capabilities. When there are mistakes happening on the back line, he's either fixing them or just really, really closing down the gaps whenever possible. Like the goals that are getting through, for the most part, are not majorly because there's poor defending. Like there have been some clean shots from distance getting through the gaps, at like where you just kind of can't through traffic, that sort of thing. But the goals happening are not happening on Owusu's side.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about the most like we didn't give up goals against Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
The only goal we gave up against Indy looked offside.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was offside.
It looked offside.
Oh, yeah.
And then
USL
Richmond
Prem with
again,
VAR.
And then Richmond again. It was just a weird situation. So yeah, I think the defense in general has been pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not big on Coleman praise, but Coleman has been looking better. He's got a calmer head, and like he still gets heated. He's still getting in the ref's face, which is going to bite us in the ass. But I think his pairing with Owusu is finally starting to mellow out, and they're working together rather than operating the same defense in different ways.
I'd say the one funny thing is that it was when things got a little heated before a free kick for Greenville on our side. We were like, Brent Coleman has never done anything else, like anything horrible in his life. And then, of course, he responds back to us. That's true, yeah.
He's got a good sense of himself.
Yeah, and if we need to talk about it as well, he's at net 0 goals this year. He has gotten one back from the own goal.
That's true.
That is true. We'll give him that.
I'd say it's a net positive at this point.
As I said, I'm not big on praise for him, but he has been improving. I've not felt as uncomfortable with him on the back line as I have in the past. Belt remains in Omaha, which is fantastic. We had Borzak,
he's really come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as a first-year player.
Like he's if he gets another season with us, I could see him becoming our true out and out 9.
Yeah.
But I think he's at that level I think Conway was at in 2020.
Yeah.
I just struggle to say 9 because he definitely plays more of a wide role, I feel. But yeah, I definitely think he could be like an out and out starter if he stays. Because he's already getting some good starting minutes too.
Oh, he's getting a lot of good starting minutes. He's getting a lot of good coverage in the cup games. Like he's going to be a target in the off season for sure if he keeps this form up. But I think he's got at least another year with us, and I think that's a year where we can really see him shine if we don't already get to the best of him by the end of the year.
Well, I don't know if we would want to talk more about players, but that is a good transition, I think, to mention that, if someone does stay with us this year and then maybe next year, that player could move up to the championship potentially the year after, because the stadium did get the turnback tax.
Look at that.
Which is the biggest step forward that we've had in a while.
Yeah, this is at this point like it's just formalities with a couple of stuff, and then we just need to put shovels in dirt, pretty much.
What is it? The purchase and lease agreement with the city was ratified a month ago. The turnback tax was finalized this week. The next is the development proposal that needs to go through the city, and the purchase by the city of the land with the UP, which sounds like that's more or less a done deal. They just needed the proposal in there and the money behind it.
The purchase is going to happen no matter what, because the city wants to do some work in that area with the sewer system and with a connector road. So it seems like that's going to happen no matter what. And we just, we're going to get the other stuff too, so that when we submit the redevelopment plan, that can
they get some money back for the purchase.
Yep.
Well, provided the final proposal goes through to the city, UP doesn't pull shifty things, but railroads in the U.S. have never pulled shifty.
No way.
Never.
Yeah. What do you mean? They're trying to merge with someone. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No. So they don't control the right of way everywhere and most of the land in the country.
No, it's only
especially with Amtrak.
It's only half of it, because BNSF is the other half.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the Canadians. They bought the KC Southern, so it's yeah. See, I mean,
other class.
We're now a railroad pod.
I mean, I've always been a railroad
I used to
person.
work there. I have knowledge of the Class 1 railroads.
Well, I mean, first year it was a bridge pod, and now we're 6 seasons in, and now it's a 200 pod. We're now a railroad pod.
I mean, it is something I could talk about for a a long time, so we probably shouldn't.
We will be starting a subsection of the pod for just train related soccer talk.
Yeah.
We'll be focusing a lot on Pittsburgh. But
yeah, incredible news.
I mean, fantastic news. The plan start for the groundbreaking is this fall if everything falls in line, which it sounds like it's there. It's just formalities at this point. We've said that before. So
yep. So until it's actually finalized and there's actually stuff happening, you don't want to say it's done too early.
If it needs to be like squatters' rights at this point, I'll just go camp out by the site right now, if just to make sure. Like, because I know no one's
currently no one's there.
Yeah, like squatters' rights, we can do that.
Yes, because tented encampments in Omaha have a great track record right now.
No, this will be different. This will be different. It will be much better.
That's huge news, and I think for those guys who are starting a career out looking at like where the next steps are, that gives Omaha a chance for, okay, we have a potential for a future here. And honestly, it may give incentive for some of the guys who left Omaha because we weren't championship, who liked the environment, liked the fans, liked the city, to maybe look at coming back. Your budget does have to change if you go to championship. That's something that we'll have to see. There'll have to be a bigger push for diversity and ownership. Gary has deep pockets, but where he's willing to spend on the team versus a more diverse ownership group where you actually have multiple deep pockets to be able to buy in.
Which, funny enough, USSF recently changed the requirements for primary ownership recently, so that the primary, so the primary owner only needs to be 15% instead of like 30%. So that might help a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean it really begs back to, Omaha's wealthier citizens need to become invested in it. They need to see value in it, and local ownership is always going to be your best when you're investing in your own city for the growth of the city, the growth of the people.
Yeah.
But assuming shovels in the ground in the fall, we'll have to try to get there. We'll bring our own shovels. Maybe I'll find one of those like little Tykes backhoes and use that.
I'm gonna say they're gonna do when they do the photo op with all the like shovels in the ground stuff. Just be there for one of them.
Yeah. Set off smoke, set off flares.
I mean, maybe some TNT, depends on how deep of a hole they need.
I don't think they need that much. I feel like the water table is kind of high up there, don't you think?
Yeah. But that is most exciting stadium news we've had in quite some time. It's passed not only Omaha, but also the state. So the financing, as far as my last conversation with Gary at the season ticket member event, that was the biggest hurdle he saw, was getting the financing in place. So very excited there. But moving on to other team news. Doesn't sound like the team is going to announce it, but as far as we can tell, assistant coach Ollie Richardson has unfortunately had to part ways from the club due to family reasons. He was fantastic with us for the start of the season. Really wish he could have stayed on more, and we wish him the best going forward. That leaves us with two assistant coaches, Luke and Lars. So we've got a very, very qualified assistant coach pottery to continue on. Don't think we'll miss a beat there. maybe a little bit of the veteran coaching that we could have had there, but we have very talented assistant coaches continuing us through the season. And then you have Jamie still in his sporting director role, doing some fantastic work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looking ahead, we have
busy,
but we're starting out here with against Hearts of Pine. Since Braden loves teams with running tracks around their fields, Hearts of Pine does fit into that category. And they are coming off of a 3-0 loss before our Women in Sports night at Creighton's Morrison Stadium.
Yeah.
Which
I didn't watch the game at all, but I did have the interview earlier with the Hearts of Pine Fallen Leaves podcast, which once that releases, go check that out, that little conversation. But all I can say is that there's not much confidence between the Pines, specifically with the fact that playing away from home is apparently their kryptonite. So
no, I mean their fan base is ravenous. They have probably the best home support in lower division soccer, and
it depends on with Boise now if they're gonna kind of rival that as well, depending on how much they keep to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely one of for sure.
Yeah, like Portland's on second season of like entirely sold out.
Yeah.
Which Boise has a bigger stadium, so that opens up a lot there, and I think there's really good support. But these newer clubs coming in with plans in place, good community grassroots, like we're seeing the next step in soccer. But it begs the question of they go into Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne has not been in the best form. Fort Wayne just got their new stadium finally. But they go in there, lose 3-0 on a Wednesday, to then come to Omaha in our new to us stadium. And we've been having, as we talked about, really good form there.
Yeah. I mean, the one, like, we were talking about this before, specifically with the fact that the only 2 wins Portland have had this season, all competitions, is against the Cosmos, which that doesn't mean much at the moment because Cosmos haven't been that best of the team either. I'm gonna say this right away. They're good players, like Ollie, right? Like they're still very dangerous. They can clearly change the game individually.
They have Terzaghi.
Yeah, but that's just the thing. I don't think they don't have enough of a cohesion with the team at the moment to essentially be able to use those game-changing guys and then, control the game afterwards with it.
Yeah, the game management from them has felt poor. I've watched a few games there, and they've given up late goals. They just don't feel full 90 fit.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a positive thing for us, because I feel like we're full 90 fit. We have control of the game from start to finish. Very rarely where it kind of slips, and usually as a result due to physicality against us more so, and sometimes the sight lines of the officiants are not the best.
Yeah.
Or if they are, they just aren't looking.
And I mean, another thing, and this was the kind of the thing I had in the back of my mind at the beginning of the season as well, is that I don't feel like Portland had much of a big off season. Like they signed some good signings, but like signing Terzaghi is like you should have signed him 3 years ago, but you didn't exist 3 years ago. Sorry.
They signed a lot of names that were known in the league, but I haven't seen they lost like good players.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the statement signing that you'd kind of want in your second season after you have one good run. You want to bring in new players, new blood to kind of build it. It's like even Terzaghi felt underhyped.
Yeah.
Like, they've had a few players out due to injury that should have been impact players. I I don't feel as though they're going to be a big challenge. I could be very much proven wrong.
The worry that I have is looking ahead to this week. This potentially could be a bit of a trap game because midweek we go to Knoxville, who's currently top of the table, and play them, who they aren't going to play this weekend. So they're going to be fresh as well. And then we come back next weekend and play one of the best teams in the championship, Louisville, at home in the USL Cup. So we're looking at two very tough games after this game. So I do worry that we might be lulling ourselves into a bit of a false sense of security for this one. We hopefully won't, but that's just a worry.
This jumps back to where I said earlier that I worry about injuries because we don't have a super deep roster. If I'm Vinny, I don't care about the USL Cup. Like it's a cup tournament. Yes, it's good publicity and everything, but ultimately the league is our biggest thing. The difference between championship and League One isn't widely known across your average fan in Omaha. And
My
I think that
worry,
goes.
my worry with it, and why I think you might want to prioritize this game, is that if you win this game, you are in the league for your group with two League One teams left. You've already then won and beat both of your championship opposition teams. You just have League One teams left.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be very tempting to say, no, we want to go for this.
I don't think we ever enter into a game and we say we don't want to go for it.
That's fair.
If Blake is 40, 50 minutes fit, as you said, we tossed him in is essentially a defensive midfielder. Like that puts us into a spot where we have the options for rotation, rest some legs. With I mean, Knox isn't the worst travel, but it's still travel in the middle of a back-to-back home week.
Yeah.
Where I think we see the benefit of what depth we do have is in Jensen and Shido. We have two fantastic keepers. We've already seen they're battling for starting position. We have that depth there. They're both commanding on the field. Jensen's really stepped into himself this year, where he's leading that back line in the way Shido has. And I think he's picked up a lot of good things from Shido. I think Shido's picked up a lot of good things from Jensen. And we've got that solidity at the in goal that I think will help us through all three games. Also, just bookending against the best team in League One right now. They're in the next round of the Open Cup too. So, like
they were, yeah.
They. So it's like we're going against our 2022 side. Like you do a deep run like that, and maybe maybe they do the slide. 2022 was not a great year for us. So I'm optimistic going into this week. It's really going to show player management very well, or like this, our skills in player management and like what we need to do to maintain a healthy roster, especially since it isn't deep. We have to have that rotation. We have to keep the guys healthy. Whether we even travel a full squad to Knox is going to be a question. Like, do you give guys a chance to recoup, rest up if they get a knock on Saturday against Portland, so that way they're fit for the next weekend? Why risk travel? Send 16 guys, have your 5 subs there, and do it that way.
Yeah. It's always the hard part, especially because I'm with Kyle on the whole. This is the one championship team we have to play in our group right now for USL Cup, and then we have to play our 2 League One sides. And then, of course, the fact that if we win it this year, we can claim to be the very first USL team to win all possible competitions in USL, whether it be regular season, playoffs, Jaeger Cup. But that's just a pipe dream at this point. I'll just say game management is always the biggest part, especially for minutes. But I have to say, it's the whole anyone can be a starter for us at this point, besides people who are coming back from injury or currently on injury right now. That's probably the one thing that I like about our roster at the moment, regardless of the depth we have. So that's at least some vote of confidence.
No, I think we have one of the best rosters in the league. Arguably one of the best rosters in USL. We don't have necessarily the names that have proven themselves all the way across, but the way the guys are playing together, the way that they seem to be interacting on the sidelines, on the pitch, there's a general sense of camaraderie that is visible. And I think that's really playing into how we're doing on the pitch. So my worry is in the depth and injuries. My worry is not about the quality of our depth.
Yeah. Because we've already had a number of injuries these first few months. We're having people coming back from injury. And then also we just don't have that many players as well. We just don't have as many people signed, literally. So that's where that issue comes from when you start having injuries.
Yeah, and that's where I hope we get a couple low knees or something in here. Just get our roster up to at least 24.
Just get people healthy. Just get people healthy again. Edre was starting to come back. Blake is now coming back. You're having people start to come back. So
yeah, Sergio isn't as bad as we hope. Sergio is not as bad as we thought it could be. So yeah,
we're just the little engine that could to keep it on the train theme.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the one thing too. I would hope at least mid-season Jamie's at least looking through his scouting network, because I'm sure he has one at this point. Be like, hey, is there anyone that still needs a team right now?
Well, and that's something where Braden, you and I at the last team talk, we asked him where are we at scouting wise, because we're that was relatively close after the first indie game, where we had 4 guys come off injured that game.
Yeah,
and it was when we don't have a deep squad, and it is he acknowledged we have a smaller roster than we've had in years past, but granted, it's a public forum, so he's going to say the spiciest thing or the least spicy thing in the spiciest way. We're always looking, we're ready to make the offer if it works, and they're at salary management. That's where I think a loan or academy signing is going to be our next big move, and it's going to become bigger if we go through this week and pick up a couple injuries.
Yeah. I mean, who was recently announced retired from MLS? Kamara, right?
Yeah.
Can we sign him? Bring on retirement real quick.
I mean, we had a whole lot of luck with I guess Diego. Diego's our most successful former MLS player.
Or
Yeah.
Coleman.
Diego.
Well, or Coleman.
No, I'm saying Diego.
I'd say it's still too early to say most successful, even though I think he's been looking incredible. I still think it's a bit too early.
What's his positive goal goal scored this year?
3.
That I don't know, but he has 3 goals, but I don't know like what is G plus is.
Yeah.
And Coleman's at 2 goals scored, but
net 0.
Aggregate net 0.
Yeah.
So my point stands.
Different position.
Exactly. Whenever you're talking about a defender, and I will say this is someone who likes to be a defender, you have to count how many goals you've saved as well, because that also should count. And I think he has been a lot better this year as far as that goes.
He's been a lot better this year. I haven't seen him make a goal line save.
I've seen him make a couple great stops. Maybe not quite goal line saves, but some similar.
I want him to be a goalie with his feet. That's my bare minimum for a Union Omaha. There's a lot of opportunity out there, especially get to the end of the college year, guys who maybe don't get picked up the draft. We kind of they want to finish out, make it to graduation, and then see what it's like. You also end up with the academy kids hitting end of school year, be able to play it out for a few months, get deep enough into the season, somebody's not seeing the game time that they were expecting, has to be put out on loan. Like we're hitting into that peak season, I think. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple either academy or loan signings. I don't think we see a permanent signing at this point in the season, unless it's a intra-league transfer, as has happened a couple times so far.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of opportunity there. If this is a trap game, where do you think our weakness is going into this weekend?
Ollie, right. That's literally it.
Yeah, I think our weakness is if we can't go with our normal center back pairing. If for some reason we try and play Jiba at center back again, if we for some reason decide to do that, I think that there's a problem and we might get scored on from it.
I'd rather see Jiba as a forward winger than I would at a center back.
Exactly. He's a left back. He's a left winger. He's a right winger.
I actually like him at left wing.
He's whatever that. He is not a center back, and we should not try and force him there like we have at least twice this season.
Yeah. It's not the best thing, but I think with Blake at least back is a potential, whether he's a starting fit. I think we have more options now for defense. And I think we need to score in the first 30.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the other thing. Is like if we have chances and just don't take advantage of them,
yeah,
that's going to pile up over time. So you definitely have to score.
Like as I mentioned, I don't think Portland's a full 90 fit. Like they've given up a lot of stuff towards the end. Well, we can't, especially at the start of a busy week, we can't hold out for that. We need to button it up early, and then wait for them to tire out, rotate our squad through, and prepare. Like, that's where I think it needs to be.
Yeah.
Do we want to score predict?
I said 2-0 earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a 1-goal margin, either a 1-0 or a 2-1.
Luke,
4-0.
okay, yeah, I was about to say you're gonna say 3-0,
Whoa.
but then you just said 4-0 anyway. So
I think we're going to see one from Borjak, brace from Diego, and we're going to get one from Pato.
I'm okay with
A
that.
penalty or a non-penalty?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he misses a penalty and gets it on the rebound.
Yeah. My other comment is that, like, at least on the pitch, we won't be wondering where's Portland on the pitch because they'll be wearing the Waldo kits. I'm just hoping we're just gonna be wondering where their defense is. What? It's true. I had to make that joke.
I'm not arguing against the joke. I'm just shaking my head that it needed to be made. Okay. So looking ahead for the pod, I know we've been a little content dry in the past bit. As Braden mentioned, he is going to be on the Fallen Leaves pod. They German-based Portland Hearts of Pine pod. So check him out there. Shadow's a great host. If you're on League One social media, you've surely seen him post. He's very good at hyping everybody up. So get out there, listen to Braden's work there. We will be dropping a interview with Lars Eckenrode, head of sports programming and assistant coach for Union Omaha, beginning of next week. Did that a week and a half ago from recording this on Thursday the 7th. Fantastic, just track of his journey across soccer, his philosophy on soccer. One of the best interviews I've had. Just you can tell how much he loves the game, and now with Ollie's departure, he has a bigger role in the squad. So it was interesting to get that before we found out about that departure. So there's content coming up. As we've mentioned, life gets busy. So we're 200 pods deep. Bear with us. We'll always give you mindless banter and our thoughts, whether they're well founded or completely baseless. You'll get them. So, boys, who gives a hoot? We do.
We do.